Right, first things first, we need to get gloved up. Using these gator grips are actually really good. I used to use black mambas, but these ever so slightly thicker. They just feel quite nice on as well. Right, so we're going to need, well, we definitely need buckets. Got this like really low, shallow rhino tub, plunger. I think that's a good start. So let's go and have a look.
Drain that one down. It was back to its slow motion.
Okay.
Do you think the blockage is further down the pipe?
It could possibly be. It's not a massive run of pipe. Right, so we're over in a different location. We're actually at my house. Now the reason being is, I thought it'd be easier to actually show you on a 2-bowl sink as well as just a singular bowl sink. Now there is quite a difference, because when we're plunging, what we're trying to do is we're trying to basically create the water to go up and down the pipework rapidly, and that's going to knock off anything that is going to be around the edge of the pipe. So let's have a look at the plunger. So this is a master plunger by Monument. Now, these are some of the best plungers that you can get. They are a little bit thicker, so the baffles don't split as easy. I think I've used this one for so long that there might be a split on this somewhere. But obviously, when you're putting the pressure down, you don't want the pressure to be coming out of a split. Now, great thing about these ones is the large circumference. So reason being is when you're doing shower trays, you can fit it over the wide outlet for your waste. Also, some of the sinks with basket strainers, they're going to be a lot wider as well, and you want to make sure that you get a nice seal all the way around. So let's actually have a look at the kitchen sink itself. Now, this is the overflow, obviously, you know what that is. Now, if I was to start filling up some water in here. Now, another thing as well, we're just going to hold this over whilst this is filling up. That's just going to create that seal. Make sure we've got a decent seal around this. I'm going to back up some water to go behind to help flush away any of the waste. So now we've got some water going through. Now we're going to put the plug in here, because otherwise the water is just going to shift between the two bowls. So release some water, we start plunging. You can see all this nastiness comes out of here. Now this can be quite good because you can clear out your overflow, but the pressure is just going like this, up and down here. So it's going between the overflow, between where you're plunging. So I'm going to clear this up. In fact, I'm going to give it a few more plunges and then clear it up quick. Now, another thing that you might notice is you can see some steam. We're using the hot water. Now, the reason we're using the hot water is because if it's going to be fat or grease, it's going to help break that down. So if you just use just cold water, it's obviously just going to stay solidified. If we use hot water, or ideally boiling water from a kettle, that's going to break down the fats. Okay, I think that's the overflow all nicely cleared out. So now we're going to actually start plunging the pipe work itself. Now to do this, your best bet is to fill up the small bowl and put your plug in. Let that fill up. We can use cold water for that. So we can save some hot water. Now the reason we're just going to fill that up and put the plug in it is obviously we don't want the air to come out of here, and the water's just going to help that plug sit in as well. So now we're going to start doing our plunging. And what we need to do is we need to get something that's going to block up this overflow. So if you just use a sponge, that'll be enough just to block it up. Now keep wetting it in between as you're doing it, so that this creates a nice seal. Then all we're going to do is just go up and down. Now, this is the annoying thing with two bowls. So what we can do is we can hold it down, use the side of our hand to hold the sponge up. Now, you'll feel some pressure when it's blocked. And as the more you unblock it, the less pressure and less resistance you'll feel on this. So, I think that's pretty good. Turn the water off. Now you want to see this spiral going on in here, and that way you know that it's nice and clear.
Seems to be running out. Oh. It does make me wonder, having a phone, I'm going to stick you in here, I'm going to stick you in, and whilst I'm plunging, you lot can see whether anything comes out. So, did you see anything coming out whilst I was plunging? Now, looking down here, that was the sort of thing that was on the inside of that trap. And it looks like possibly the condense goes into this as well. Because that's actually got a little pit in it. Right, cover plate back on. Oh, that seems to be running nice.
So if you like that video, don't forget to do that, all the subscribing stuff. Yeah, do that. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, hundreds of videos over on TikTok if you want to watch those. Professor Plumb, exactly the same. But yeah, subscribe. What a terrible outro. I don't know what I'm doing with this YouTube stuff.